Howdy y'all, Country Pride Gamer 150 here, and the radio we're going to be reviewing today is this Uniden Bearcat 980SSB. Now I haven't had this radio for very long, so I don't have tons of experience using it, but I did get one good report on Sideband on how it sounds. Now unfortunately when I bought this radio, it wasn't performing the way that it should. As we look at the box, where's it saying? Right there. It says more channels, 12 watts, PEP SSB. This was not doing 12 watts on Sideband. It was only doing about 6 or 7. So I started doing some research and I came across a video that showed how to make some adjustments on the inside. Now I personally don't recommend this because I'm not a radio technician. I don't know anything about the internals of radios, but I was stubborn and didn't want to return it back, so I tried to do some research and figure out how to adjust those things internally. Now, the video that I watched only showed how to adjust the dead key and how to adjust the modulation for AM, which I really didn't need to do that. I needed to adjust the sideband adjustment. Well, I looked up an online thread that was for the old generation apparently, because there's 2 generations of this radio to my understanding, and I basically just took a wild guess and assumed that the labeling for the proper thing on the board, ALC, was the adjustment for sideband. Now I could be wrong, so this is why I'm saying that I'm not covering that in this video, because I'm not 100% sure that that is the proper adjustment for sideband. But I will leave a link in the description of the video that shows the adjustment for the modulation and the dead key. But I am not experienced in radio, so I'm not going to be doing that, because I don't want somebody to, mess with the radio, screw it up, whatever, and then blame me. So, I was stubborn and I wanted to do it to my own radio, but, you do it at your own risk. I also left a comment in the video, which was by Ricky McDaniel. He's the one that was showing all these things on how to make these adjustments on the new generation. And he describes how the new generation is different from the first generation. But anyways, on with like the features and overall performance of this radio now. It seems to do a lot better. I did raise my swing on sideband. It seems to be swinging about 9 watts as compared to 6 or 7 before, which is a small increase, but I mean it's closer to 10. It's not the full 12, but it's closer to 10 at least. But to get into some of these features here, in which I'm going to have to do this with 2 hands, because you have to key the mic in order to do some of these different features that we have. Like for instance, the talk back, you press it and it stays lit, and you have to press the push to talk, and then you turn the channel selector to increase the volume of the talk back. Okay, and then if you go down to 0, then it's essentially off, I guess. And then you have to wait for it to go off, and then we do the RF gain, or no, the mic gain next. So with the mic gain, you press a button, it shines red, hold the push the talk down, and you adjust your mic gain from 1 to 4. Okay, these other adjustments and are like the RF gain, which it seems like that the RF gain is only for local, and you have to hold it down and you turn the knob for local, and then when you click it off, then you can switch between local and like regular RF gain. regular RF gain would be max, I would assume. And then like if you want, local, if you change your local, like if you change it to a lower setting, then you can like go back and forth between, having full gain or, less gain on local. Um, let's see. And then of course you have your weather here, your AM, upper and lower sideband down here. Weather, mic gain, RF gain, talkback. Then you have your noise canceling here, which in order to, there's another feature besides that, in holding down this noise blanker and stuff, you can turn on and off the beep, which a lot of people find annoying. I myself agree. I'd rather not have the beep, so you have to hold that for a couple seconds and then it will come up here as beep off, because when you first buy it, it comes with the beep already on. And then you have your 919 and normal, and it goes back to your regular, the channel you had it on. You have your memory channels, and you basically just turn it to a channel that you want to save on the memory. You hold it down and it'll say save, it'll save it. And then if you want, you can scan the channels, and I will demonstrate that here real quick. So I have my other Midland radio here that I'm going to key up while it's scanning, and what it does is it as it's scanning through with the squelch turned up, and like if I key up this radio, then it will stop on 29, and then it'll wait 3 seconds, and then it'll start scanning again. And then also too, or it will just scan your memory channels that you have programmed in. And then when you click that off, then it'll go back to the channel you had it on, and like it will say, memory on each channel that you have saved on your memory. So CBPA, and then you also have your SWR meter to calibrate that. You simply push to talk when you hit that, and then you have to turn this knob here to get up to calibrate, and then you switch it to SWR, you hit the mic, and it will, or you press the push to talk, and it will show you what your SWR is. Now obviously this is a perfect one-to-one match because I'm in a dummy load. Down here you have your coarse and fine clarifier. Over here you have your volume, and in behind that is your squelch. To go through some of the menu features, you have your different day and night colors that you can change to whatever you wish, and then you press in on the menu button, which is also the channel selector. So you press that, you can go through your different colors, contrast, brightness. You can also scan the weather channels. Diagnosis just basically tells you, like, it'll tell you the volts that's coming into your power, whether it passes or fails. And then also too, you have RF out, which you do the push to talk, it says pass. And I think that's just like if you're really high SWR or whatever, then it'll probably fail, or if your connection's bad or something like that. But other than that, let's see what else. So, and then of course, if you're done in that menu, you just go to exit and you push in on the button, and it'll exit out there. And then when you're done with your figuring out your SWR, then you hit it again, and it'll go back to your regular channel or whatever. And here are the different colors, and they are numbered. They are numbered in the manual. So that's what each number is. It's 1 through 7. And you just pick from that list. And whichever one of these that you want to select, like if you want to change the color, you have to push it in. And then you pick whether or not you want to pick day or night color that you want to change. You press it in again, and then you can go through 1 through 7 to pick your color. Like I have it at 7. So, in contrast, it also, goes between day and night. And then, let's see. And then brightness is also day and night, and it's also 1 through 15. So we will go ahead and get into the power and what this thing does. Now, recently I had dropped this meter, so it doesn't read exactly like it used to. It's a little bit off. When I first bought this radio, it was dead keying okay. It was a little bit below 4. Now it's dead keying not quite 3.5. So I say that the meter's maybe a half a watt off or so. Another cool thing is too that you have this adapter if you want to use a Cobra style mic on it. This adapter, you can hook it into it, because this Uniden microphone, this noise canceling microphone, is a 6-pin. So I think it's a 6-pin. Yeah, pretty sure it's a 6-pin. But anyway, so we'll get into the peak, which, I mean, obviously I already know what it is, but for demonstration purposes, I will show you what its output is. Now, I did increase the modulation just slightly. It wasn't doing too bad on modulation. I think it was, like I said, it was the same as sideband. It was like 6 or 7, so I think maybe I increased it maybe half a watt or so. So now it's going to show, it's probably going to show 7 because the meter's off slightly, but audio. Yeah, so it basically goes to 7, but really it's about 7.5. And then we will go ahead and go to switch it to sideband. We'll just use upper sideband. Audio. I see that's showing about 8.5. So, like I said before I dropped the meter, it was showing about 9. So you can take what you want from this meter, but yeah, I still think it's relatively accurate. I had to make a little bit of adjustment on the meter to get it back reading where it was, or at least close to that. But yeah, I think this is a really cool radio, and it was awesome to be able to get my first contact on sideband. That was really, really cool. So, and for the noise blanker and stuff, obviously you hit it once, and you get your noise blanker, and then well, actually, it doesn't do it on sideband. It only does a noise blanker on sideband. On AM, you'll get both. You'll get your noise limiter, then your noise blanker, then both. But yeah, I don't know why. There's probably a specific reason why that you don't get both on sideband, that you only get the noise blanker, but I don't know. But yeah, other than that, like I said, it's really really cool radio. I mean, aside from it being slightly well, actually I'd say pretty underpowered for sideband, and I made the necessary adjustments for that. I could have just returned it, and honestly, that's probably the wise choice, just to return it and get a different one, because these are mass-produced radios, and there's not a 100% guarantee that the radio you get is going to be as much as it says on the box. We always hope that, but sometimes things are amiss. I mean, even with the even with it keying, like, it's supposed to key 4 watts. and you know, it was just a shade under 4 watts in the beginning. Um, Now it's less than that because I dropped the meter, um, but yeah, it wasn't exactly 4 watts when I got it. But I wasn't really too worried about that because it was close enough to 4 that I wasn't going to worry about that. The main thing I wanted to change was the sideband. Um, but you know, if you're gonna take the lids off of your radio and you're gonna, you know, tinker with the internals, just know it's at your own risk. Like, you know, I knew it when I did it. I was like, if I screw this up, I'm out this money. You know, it's like I just, you know, own that responsibility. You know, if I break something, it's on me. It's not on anybody else but me. Because probably the smart thing to do would just be to return it. But I never claimed to be smart, so take it for what it is. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and hope you enjoy this video. Thank you to all the subscribers, new subscribers, and all the likes, all the comments on these videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Take care. God bless. And I don't know what other videos I might be doing in the future, but I guess we'll see. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching.